Good afternoon. It's a particular pleasure to welcome back to Washington College Dr. Seetharaman and his family, Sangeeta and Shweta, as well. It's the third time that he has been with us, and every time has been memorable, from the very first talk that he gave to our students about international economics and banking to an extraordinary graduation speech that recounted his journey from a small village in India where a very studious young man with unbounded ambition told our students that they could achieve absolutely anything, and tracked his own journey from that small village to the pinnacle of the international banking community. It's hard to go for very long these days without seeing his picture on the cover of banking magazines or to hear him quoted on MSNBC, CNBC, the Wall Street Journal, and a host of other publications. He is an international voice on banking and international economic issues. Over lunch today, we spent a little bit of time talking about the situation in Washington, and he has been there for the past few days, meeting with other member states, with the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, to try to figure out what is going to happen to encourage the United States to do the right thing. And he's taken time out of his very busy schedule to spend some more time with us, and we're very grateful. His professional accomplishments are probably well known to all of you. He took over the Doha Bank in 2002. And under his leadership, it has grown from a 4% market share to a 27% market share, I think, this past year, and expanded well beyond Doha, well beyond Qatar, across the Middle East, now into South Asia, into Australia, and later this week into Canada. So congratulations. We'll be looking forward for a Doha branch bank in Chestertown sometime soon. That is one measure of his influence. And certainly a measure that his board must be very proud of. But a different measure, and one we're here to celebrate today, is the message that he has been spreading, not just to the Middle East, but to the entire international banking community, which is that you can't be successful in banking or in any other aspect of your life unless you are guided by the principles of integrity, respect for your customers, accountability, and transparency. And those are the values that we like to pride ourselves on here at Washington College, in our mission statement, in our vision statement, in our first-year book, and hopefully in what we're teaching our students every day. And so it's this perfect alignment of Dr. Seetharaman's worldview, his personification of success by living these values, and his ability to take time out of his busy schedule and share those with us today. We are very deeply grateful. And please join me in welcoming Dr. Seetharaman.
Thank you, President Michel-Risse, for the very generous introduction. It's a pleasure and privilege for me to be an integral part of this interesting and exciting place. I feel connected when I get into Chestertown. It's an extraordinary feel for me. It was true. Last year, February, I addressed on global economics. And again, when I came in May 20th to address the commencement speech, it was more of my personal story. To my surprise, the speech was pulled out from the website from Washington College, and again printed in multiple scripts, multiple languages throughout Middle East and India. Today, it's a showcase of how corporate management is all about building the right kind of alignment within yourself. The leadership is within you. The leader in you is It's all about identifying your own self and ensuring setting right kind of principle-centered administration within you conceptually, and then build thereon. Establishing accountability is not an option. Maintaining transparency in leadership is not an option. In ensuring you are integral part of the social responsibility as well. So whatever we do, it has got profound impact for all the stakeholders. That's what we're trying to articulate. I'm going to show you a video, which is what I am today. But I'm going to take you through the journey, how we constructed this institution today in the last 10 years. What you're seeing today is on account of principle-centered administration. I'm sure you will conceive it with absolute clarity. There are additional videos for you to see the practice in perspective. Let me show the first video. Our success is grounded on two fundamental principles. One is team leadership, another one is knowledge management.
We win with our employees' attitude, and with our employees' passion to deliver to our customer.
Yes, we're proud that over the last couple of years we've reached the leading position when it comes to trade finance here in Qatar.
We are the only bank in Qatar who has an insurance subsidiary.
By creating innovative and unique concepts to sustain our leadership role and be the drivers towards transformation.
It's the team which drives the board's vision and the execution of the management which drives the change.
Over the past 30 years, Qatar's landscape and economy has drastically transformed. With each twist and change, Doha Bank has been there expanding its retail and corporate offerings to meet the growing demands of Qatar, the region, and international banking and finance sector. In 1979, while Qatar prepares itself for unprecedented growth, Doha Bank opens the doors for its first customers. In 1983, to boost bilateral trade between the US and Qatar, Doha Bank unveils its first international branch in the New York financial district. This strategic move aligns the bank's commitment to offer a superior service to corporate banking and trade finance customers in Qatar. While the face of the world starts to change, Doha Bank embarks on a new journey. 80% of Doha Bank ordinary shares are listed on the Qatar exchange. During the 1990s, Qatar's GDP expands by an average of an astounding 15.5% per annum.
With the change in face of the world, change in face of the financial service, it is enterprise risk integration. Financial stability comes in when there is governance and transparency. That's what we instill as a single discipline in the institution.
The beginning of a new era, the world survives Y2K and readies itself for the challenges of a new century. And Doha Bank swiftly responds to Qatar's high GDP and the expat influx by initiating innovative retail banking operations. In 2002, the bank's governing body decides to invite a new kind of thinker to join the team, a man who will continue the Doha Bank tradition of meeting the needs of its international and domestic customers.
I'm a chief learning officer than an executive. I keep learning on a daily basis. There's a boom or downturn. A good institution should make sure they are sustainable in their journey. That's what we managed to articulate. Return to shareholders, highest. Return on size of the balance sheets, highest. That's the hallmark of Doha Bank.
Between the years of 2000 and 2003, the bank goes from a 33% loss to a profit of 230%. In 2004, the innovative Al Dana Savings Plan encourages the local and expat community to become active savers by incentivizing fiscally responsible behavior with prizes.
It's November the 15th, day one of a new era in television news.
Qatar places itself clearly on the map in 2006 by hosting the Asian Games, while Doha Bank's innovative Bank on Wheels drives to the scene to accommodate crowds converging for the Games and any upcoming event, the first of its kind in the GCC. Doha Bank's international banking group opens offices in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Kuwait, UK, Singapore, Turkey, China, Japan, South Korea and Germany.
We speak in Korean, in Japanese, in Chinese, in English, in German, in Turkish, with companies and banks in their local language, in their local time zone and in their local business approach. And that perfectly helps us to understand the business in this region and do good business with companies and corporates and banks from the region here in Doha.
During the 2006 and 7 fiscal year, 25% of the bank's total profits come from the investment portfolio.
It was the worst day on Wall Street since the crash.
As the global
of
financial
1987.
crisis continues, Qatar enters its 12th year operating with a budget surplus, further maintaining the country's economic boom. The international rating agency Standard & Poor's upgraded Qatar's credit rating to AA- from A+. At the same time, Doha Bank launches the regionally pioneering Doha Bank Assurance, the first corporate insurance underwritten by a bank in the Middle East.
Doha Bank Assurance Company was created to give the bank's customers the added advantage of having an additional financial service available to them. As customers of the bank, they take out loans, they take out letters of credits, they take out credit lines, and we can then give them the added comfort of giving them the insurance policy to protect their assets and themselves when they do the business with the bank.
Between 2004 and 2008, Doha Bank registers a strong growth trajectory, embarks on an international award-winning trend for leadership and performance that continues to this day. It increases shareholder equity from 1.5 billion Qatari riyals to 4.9 billion Qatari riyals and becomes the third largest conventional bank in Qatar with 9.62% of the market share, all while growing profits by 159%. S&P A2 and Moody's give Doha Bank an A long-term rating with a stable outlook. Locally, Doha Bank is the highest performing bank in terms of return on equity.
Our priority number one is to look closely to customer experience and to look closely to the customer's business success. So driving a successful business starts with understanding more about the customer, to ask the right questions and to be the advisor to the customer. We don't simply sell products to our SME customers. What we do is we try to implement and to help them to implement a management information system.
The world's attention to the Kyoto Protocol and environmental issues increases. Qatar Airways flew its first commercial flight with fuel made from clean-burning natural gas, and Doha Bank is the first to put the environment at the top of its agenda.
We are socially committed to be a green bank. We're the first one to set in clearly a green mission as an enterprise. In the retail space, we call for sustainability. We practice green banking.
Doha Bank fulfills its commitment to being a responsible corporate citizen and leading the local industry in green initiatives by creating the Al Dana Green Run, a mini marathon, a paperless green account, the Go Green credit card made of biodegradable plastic, and the new energy-efficient headquarters building with infra-secure energy management.
The unique concepts that we think about are all tailored around the customer's experience that we would like to deliver at every touch point. Our products are focused around specific tailored requirements for individuals meeting different segments and different age groups of customers in order to fit their specific needs.
Doha Bank maintains the largest ATM network in Qatar and 7 e-branches with extended hours and offers low interest rate personal loans for Qataris and expats. Doha Bank customers can access their accounts with dedicated apps for tablets and mobile phones and enjoy the unique Doha Souk and e-shopping experience. Recently, the bank and Regency Travel Agency collaborated to create the preloaded MasterCard travel card, while the Al Riyada Visa Infinite credit card became available with exclusive offerings and incentives for the discriminating customer.
When I look back for the last 10 years, it's a huge transformation. When I came in, the globalization was on, deregulation was on, technology was converging with business, and consumerism was dictating the market dynamics. The vision of my board and the execution of my management team has made it possible today. It's a transforming entity, delivering goals to all the stakeholders. We want to set discipline to make sure it becomes a global enterprise, setting footprints world over. There is emerging opportunities for Qatar and the region.
Doha Bank, so much to look forward to.
The substance is sustainability. How do you ensure that you have committed values which are responded for all the stakeholders time and again? If you call 2002 to 2007 is a boom period. The global financial crisis was visibly shaking the world from 2008 onwards. As we speak, still, we don't know what's likely to happen tomorrow. Perhaps the world must be in the brink of recession unless the Congress resolves this issue. With a boom or downturn, a good institution should sustain its performance. That's what we managed to deliver. The highest return on shareholders' equity. Given the size of the shareholders' money, we produce in the last 10 years the highest in the country and the region. And again, given the size of the balance sheet, by recognizing the market dynamics, recognizing the risk variables, ensuring risk and return are integral, producing the highest return on assets. This is what we managed to deliver. How do we do it? What were the reasons? What were the principle-centered management issues which we tackled? How do we incorporate them into practice? That's what I'm going to showcase in the next 45 minutes. Now, if you look at the bigger picture, with the changing face of the world, we need to realign the business model. And again, creating a knowledge society. That's vital for us to see through. You build an institution which is self-balanced. Changing dynamics in terms of currency market, commodity market, bond market, property market needs to be understood. Running an institution, running a business model requires continuing education, continuing professional education. And again, if you have a decision support backing you with a knowledge society, you will sustain your credibility. That's the message. It's all about recognizing you are a brand. Your institution is a brand which needs to go from local to regional, regional to global. If you understand this dynamics, you want to protect your name, reputation, personally, professionally, and respond to changing dynamics. Reputation is a real wealth. Goodwill, building the single most responsibility is to recognize that sustaining credibility for a financial institution is a key. That's what we managed to deliver. Recognizing the convergence, customer convenience, convergence of banking and technology, and giving them the options, channels, products at their fingertips, empowering them to bank at their convenience, wherever they are, whenever they are, want to do banking, they are in a position to execute. That's key. that comes out of leveraging on technology, recognizing the market dynamics, recognizing we are no more location-centric, we are information-centric, grooming people. Global dynamics requires global intellectual assets. If you see the intellectual assets, some of them are from Germany, some of them from the United States, some of them are from India or Pakistan or from the Arab world. Intellectually blend them in the changing phase of the business model. When you move from local to regional, regional to global, you need global intellectual assets. That's what we managed to deliver. And again, you have to stay competitive. You need to deliver to all the stakeholders. Shareholders should get the best return. Customers should get the best products. And again, you need to comply with the regulators, ensuring you are a good corporate citizen, recognizing you are an integral part of the society. Social responsibility comes in. You need to fulfill the obligations to the society. So all the stakeholders needs to be responded. Can you respond to those dynamics, ensuring you have a balanced growth? You satisfy all the stakeholders. That's the key. It comes out of corporate social responsibility. That's what we managed to deliver. And again, I'm not going to talk about the economics, but I have to put you in perspective. How did we manage to institutionalize the culture as a knowledge society? What I do today, as we speak, I'm sharing my knowledge. This is what I suggest to my team. That's what we do. When President was in Doha a couple of weeks before, I know he's an expert in foreign policy. We call our relationship. We call the bankers. We call the customers. We call the regulators. We set a knowledge sharing session. How the foreign policy impacts the risk management. That was very useful. It was extremely well received, to say the least. Time and again we do that. It's a continuing education for me and my team. We share the knowledge with the customers and build these collaborations. And build your brand as well in the process. That's very important. Coming to the change in phase as we speak, there are contentious issues in the US Congress. I came to attend the International Monetary Fund meeting. It's an extraordinary moment, defining moment as I speak. It's important that single largest economy in the world come to terms in restoring its pride. There's no better constitutional framework than the United States. 20% of the world import, 12% of the world exports. And again, dollar is a universal currency. The world is at stake if US is not going to recover. US was recovering. And in the larger interest of the global growth, global financial stability, I'm sure decision will prevail. Advanced economies are depending on United States. Emerging markets are depending on United States. And again, dollar will have its enduring values for centuries to come. What's happening in one part of the world resonates in other parts of the world as well. We live in an interconnected, interdependent world. It's very important. Global growth is set back in track. America was recovering. The unemployment was, in shape. Housing market was recovering. Again, American GDP was in track. The liquidity issues were fixed. Now, these contentious issues, the budget resolutions and the allied development expenditure and the debt ceiling issues will be resolved, in my opinion. And I'm sure the global growth will come to terms. It's important that I share this in the defining moment. That's how we interpret the concurrent changes in the global dynamics, local dynamics, regional dynamics, in currency market, in commodity market. When I say dollar, it's not only dollar. What's happening in dollar index will have consequence in the rest of the currency market. And again, when it's a universal trading currency as a reserve currency of the world today, it will have impact on the global trade, global investments, global finance, global banking, global growth. That's the significance we have. So economics or banking or business is integral part of the overall functional makeup of the knowledge society. Once you have continuing education as a systemic process, as a culture within the organizations, the institution will sustain its credibility. That's my message. And again, you have a concept in mind. You have defined the business model. This business model needs to go through changes time and again. Organizational design is all about setting the accountability, ensuring authority and responsibilities are synchronized, and making sure policy decisions are taken. When it comes to financial institutions like us, corporate, retail, treasury, investments, international, institutional banking, dimensions needs to be addressed. And again, the back-end integration comes from administration, HR, and again, enterprise risk, again, credit risk, market risk, financial risk. Those are changing dynamics. They need to be aligned time and again with the changing face of the financial service, changing global economics. That's what we do. A good institution should recognize these changes and realign the business model to add value, enduring value. Then your revenue recognition becomes concurrent, sustainable. Your rationalization works. When it comes to technology, again, converging banking and technology, customer get the convenience, at the same time, you rationalize the mechanism. 24/7, if you have integrated backend through technology interface, your cost becomes minimum. Knowledge process outsourcing, business process outsourcing are all integral part of your business modeling. But it's changing. You have to adopt yourself with the changing dynamics. And again, ensuring there is interpretation of the knowledge breakup is practiced in substance. So policy changes comes in, process changes comes in, procedural changes comes in. Then only you can make sure end to end we get the value advantage. When it comes to knowledge breakup, you need to have proper information network, measuring mechanism, financial reporting, and ensuring those informations are interpreted with the right report selections. And decision supports comes out of these mechanics. That's what a good institution should do. Today's world, transparency and governance are integral part of your functional makeup if you have to establish sustainable performance. And that's what a good institution should do. Corporate governance, you call it when it comes to organization. When it comes to global makeup economies, we call it as global governance. It's all about ensuring enduring values to one and all. Ensuring sustainable performance comes in by bringing a culture of global governance, corporate governance. These are nuances which we need to understand. Developing a new organization mindset. This is what I managed to do when the leadership was given to me. The first thing I did is to recognize the challenge. Doha Bank was a local bank. If I have to convert it as a regional or global institution, I have to develop a new mindset. Thinking has to change. Core competency, understanding the changing dynamics of the world, ensuring knowledge society is built, and managing the relationships, ensuring profitability comes in. It means developing new mindset. When the world is becoming virtual, global, we have to bring in online facilities to our relationships. Whether it is innovation or convergence, we're the first one to bring in SMS banking, as I said in the video, SMS banking or mobile banking or GPRS technology. I'm talking about 2002 when there was no commercial viability. I went to my board and I told them, it may not be visibly showcased in the short term. That's what the President was mentioning. In the retail space, our market share has moved from 4 to 24% in 2 years' time. People saw the change. There was a deflection from other banks, and they were loyal customers for me. It's a question of time. Customer got the convenience. Customers saw the change, and they moved from other banks to Doha Bank. That's what the value advantage is all about. Creating, commercial prospect is one aspect. Looking ahead of time and ensuring the customer get the best, the value-driven technology will give you the solution. if you empower the customer, if you ensure you give them the convenience, your market share will improve. Again, your revenue streams will improve. Watch this. When it comes to leadership, Doha Bank's vision and strategy is the key. Teamwork results in success. Success is everything. That is Doha Bank. It's about team leadership. What we are trying to do here is to hug together, pull us together as an enterprise. Even in house, the same story. The success, what I have accomplished in my professional respects, is not mine alone. There are many people behind the scene. My family comes in perspective. That's very important. It's all about team leadership, sharing the vision, sharing the leadership. I have to share the leadership with a German, an American, or an Arab, or Indians, or Pakistanis, and I have to empower them. Your intelligence is all about suppressing your ego and making sure you're neutral, you're even. You can see the width and depth. Profession gives you the depth, but you have to get the width. The width will come out of participative leadership. And that's what a good institution should do. A good house is happy because you empower your spouse. The decisions are participative. Decision making is a participative process. There's no ego into it. We have a shared vision, shared leadership within the house. Then gross welfare comes in. Institution, corporate management is all about not splitting these two. I mix up. In a changing world where you are interconnected, interdependent, 24/7, your family plays a bigger role. If my parents have not, those who have seen my commencement speech, those who have looked at the website, perhaps you could recall. It's all about recognizing the team players and ensuring they deserve the right kind of treatment. And the success becomes a shared vision. It's measurable. It's manageable. It's not one-man effort. No institution can. It's all about team leadership. Running an enterprise or running a house is not different. And that's what my personal story and my professional story is all about. And again, I saw the light in it. 10, 12 years before, I had an experience of transforming another enterprise in Oman 17 years before. I was telling in the car today, my daughter was asking, what is the story you're going to tell? I said, I have to live through the story. If at all, I have to give you a few examples. In 1991, I was asked to run the technology of the bank, where I'm a professional accountant. I'm a qualified chartered accountant. I know a bit of technology as an applied science. Running a banking technology was not my profession. The CEO of the bank saw the light in me, and he said, you have a fresh perspective. Why don't you take the conversion project of converting from the legacy systems to modernize the complete front-end core systems of the bank, including network. Typically, banking is, if you look at the banking systems, it's all driven by technology. As I said, the customer convenience comes out of setting the right kind of technology. and empowering the customers. My wife could recall, I used to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 to 6, I used to read the system dictionary, setting up the accounts, characteristics of the accounts, setting the parameters, and take the application, what you call protocol, and put it in the application units in the major AS400 computer systems we used to run from the legacy systems which was outdated. I was not in technology professions to do that. Neither I studied computer science to understand the system dictionary. But I was given an opportunity to execute this project. So the job for me is to recognize this and then ensure I deliver it. Every day morning, 3 o'clock, 3 to 6, I used to read the complete systems. And again, with a fresh mind, I go and set up the characteristics of all these accounts. Within 90 days, the system was delivered. The conversions took place. And the board of the bank recognized me immediately that I should run the bank. The general manager was recommending me to be his deputy, which has happened. And I started at a very young age where I was not allowed to, in true terms, the regulators were concerned. I was not experienced enough to run a department, leave alone multiple departments or an enterprise. It was an opportunity. But I never let them down. The bank share moved from 1 riyal to 5 riyal Omani, that is 5 times. And what happened afterwards is another interesting story. The share price went to 5 riyal. The shareholding structure was 49% by Bank of Bahrain and Kuwait and 51% by Omanis. That 49% BBK disinvested. One fine morning, the bank was bought by someone else, another bank called Commercial Bank. And again, the challenge for me was quite visible. It's an interesting story. When you have a business combination, 2 banks are getting merged. The challenge is who should lead the bank, which system should prevail, which process should prevail, who are the people required. There are 2 technology managers. There are 2 corporate wholesale lending managers. There are 2 treasurers. There are 2 CEOs. So the conflict is visible. So you have to combine the best of people, process, and technology to deliver the core values to all the stakeholders. That's why the institution was bought. So you merge the enterprise. When it comes to merge, the question put to me is, I was running a 36 branch institution called Bank of Oman, Bahrain, and Kuwait. The other side, 30 branch commercial bank bought the 36 branch. And we are an A-rated bank that is BBB bank. So obviously, they had instead of saying it's a merger, it's more of an absorption. That was a predicament. I was bought by someone else, so you can understand the dynamics of the communication as such. So the challenge was visibly put to me. I had a bigger network, a better bank. The other side said I should work as number 2. My people should go. I'm telling you this a true story. And my system should be dispensed. Then I asked the board, I said, why do you want to run this bank? Why you bought this bank? Let's take objectively. Let's combine the best of people. Let's put the best process. Let's put the best systems. So that I guarantee you, within 90 days' time, the merged enterprise will have all the qualities. The same question was put to the other CEO. And I came with a cost sheet of $600,000 to deliver the complete integration of people, process, not name change alone. 30 plus 36 branch, 66 branch should be delivered within 90 days. This is what I said. I will deliver it in $600,000. This is the organization. I picked up the best of people, looking at their profile. I drawn the new organization chart for the merge enterprise. And I went to my board. It's called Merge Board because both the board are sitting for the initial phase to see transition is proper. The other side came with the cost sheet. The left side doesn't know the right side. The board asked independently, What's your cost breakup? What's your organization? What's your vision? How are you going to run it? The other side, gentlemen, came with 1 year with an $8.5 million cost sheet to integrate and run this enterprise. And when they open up the envelopes, it was crazy. One side $8.5 million, another side $600,000. They asked me, Mr. Seetharaman, are you serious in recognizing the challenge? Or are you going to put the bank into pregnancy and run away from here? I said, I know what I'm doing. These are the variables. I'm hands-on. I've run these institutions. And I know the other side as well. I'll combine the best. The board took a gamble. They listened to both the sides and they rested the complete responsibility on me to deliver it within 90 days. I used to sleep in the shop floor. 90 days in the shop floor. The shop floor means how the banking technology department works. It's a factory, assembly unit. I ensured within 90 days not only the name board changed, the inter-system interface was developed, the core system was changed, branch automation was done, system changes were all responding to customer convenience, and regulatory reporting was done. The board was getting the management information, and stakeholders were in a position to transact on a daily basis. The board recognized this and they gave all sort of respects for me. That's a different issue. The issue is hard work, commitment, and again, knowledge, which drives the leadership. If there's a will, there's a way. There's no question. Now, it is not to undermine, I'm not saying this not to undermine the other side of the coin, but you have to recognize it's all about committed leadership, ensuring long-term vision comes in when it comes to principle-centered administration. Given the challenges, you should be in a position to administer if there is a vision and professional execution. That's my message when it comes to corporate management. I saw the light of the change. And again, when I came to BOBK, from BOBK to commercial bank, I was successful. Then when there was an opportunity to run in a different country, they were looking for not to manage an institution, to transform an institution. That's Doha Bank, 2002. I said, globalization is coming in. Either you're quick or dead. This bank will be bankrupt. The rating agencies are going to downgrade this if certain initiatives which are responsive, if it is not executed within the standard time, you will lose your brand value. That was my message. And it was visible to me that with fine-tuning the institution, there could be changes. But I need to transform this in substance to deliver this, the values for all the stakeholders. That's what we managed to deliver. And again, it's all about recognizing the risk when it comes to financial service. It is not compliance. It is not operating performance. It is enhancing the stakeholders' values. It involves today's world, greater sophistications. Recognizing the enterprise risk and ensuring, measuring it, mapping these risks in a financial institutions is vital for us to deliver the core values. Watch this.
It's not just about money. It's about responsibility. It's not just about the present. It's about the future. We understand that. That's why at Doha Bank, there is always so much to look forward to.
It's not just making money. How we make money is equally important. Responsibility is all about ensuring you build a goodwill as well. The brand value is very vital. Socially committed, responsible citizenship is vital for us to see through. And that's what we managed to do. While we produced the highest return on the shareholders' money by scientific management, right applications, ensuring right asset allocation models comes in. Banking is all about buying money and selling money. You can lend or invest, which part of the balance sheet breakup, which part of the assets we should put, whether wholesale or retail or treasury or investments, or I should go to different markets. It's vital. And that's what we managed to do as a team. And at the same time, socially conscious, adding value to society, committed policy framework for sustainability. That's why we picked up Green Mission as well. So sustaining business is important. One is for customers, gaining market share is important, growth is important. At the same time, you need to grow, expand. Expansion is all about value creation. Either you can collaborate or you can be on your organic terms. But at the same time, you have limited space when it comes to innovation and time to market. I call it as vision one-to-one. You see the customer as one, whether it's a wholesale customer, a retail customer, a credit card customer, or a savings customer, a deposit holder, or again, mortgage customer. The bank should look at the customer as one. The customer should look at the institution as one. Single view of the customer. Vision one-to-one, I call it as. And that has helped us to improve the service standards. Ensuring you keep the core competency within you. Peripheral intellectual assets you can outsource. That's part of the global functional makeup. That's the business model today. And that comes out of knowledge process outsourcing, business process outsourcing. You have to do it if you have to stay competitive enough. Today, whether you run a private institution or a local institution, it is global, it is public. You see the difference. More than the shareholders, a financial institution has got customer deposits. A good financial institutions can easily lend 10 times of the shareholders' money. Lend. 10 times we leverage in substance. Lehman Brothers collapsed because 78 times it's leveraged, for example. So what's more important is to recognize these nuances and ensuring accountability comes in. Banking needs, whether it is retail or banking, you create a one house. You don't want your customers to have discerning loyalty. Corporate or retail, you need to interconnect customers. If you have multiple relationships, you hook the customer. Banking or insurance, stocks or mutual funds, if you integrate them, bundle them in one place, there's a value advantage for customer. And that's what we did. We created a financial supermarket in substance. And again, expanding the domain, as I said, it's people deflect from one bank to another bank not because somebody is giving a cheaper price or better product. Personalized attention is equally important. You need to have the chemistry with the customer. You like the customer. It's very important. And that's what we managed to do. And again, continuous innovation. I'm going to show you some of the clips for you. This is how we say, first of its kind, once again, by Doha Bank. Doha Bank is always there for customer convenience. The commitment starts with me as a leader of the team. It was shot 7 years before, so I didn't have a beard. You could see that. Now, the purpose of me communicating is, it's the first time, instead of customers coming to the bank, I went to the customers. It was in 2004, to be precise. I call it as Bank on Wheel, mobile bank, GPRS technology we used. We go to wherever there were exhibitions or wherever there is functions, the bank will go there. Customer can place the money, withdraw the money, and other banking services can be tapped as well. So that's helped us to consolidate the market share. This is innovation. Keep innovating. That's very vital. Sometimes innovation is tough, but you create a culture. Keep an open mind. Give enough, empowering your staff, empowering your customers, listening to your customers. So much so now, monthly once, through social media, I get connected. Every 15th, I talk to my staff, A to Z, from Australia to, London or Frankfurt, or now to Toronto. They can talk to me. Every first of the month, customers can dial in. There's a scheduled time. It's in my website. You can look at it. So it's very vital that we are innovative. And again, leaders drives from the concept of product banking. I moved as a consultant. What do you want? What's your need? How do I customize my solution? What you need is what I need to give. So from product banking to become a consultant. A bookkeeping to financial advisory. It's not just crunching the numbers and looking at the statement of account. We need to tell you what do you need to do. What's your debt servicing capacity? How much you can borrow? How do I give you these products? What products you should take? All these things are very vital. Technology drives the change. And again, knowledge management, as I said. And again, when it comes to back-end administration, accounting, finance people, they're all integral part of the decision support. You shouldn't underestimate them. You should not look at only the front end. For me, they are supporting the internal customers. You go to a restaurant, not because the ambience is good or the waiter is beautiful. You go there because the food is good as well, right? That drives the decision. Maybe once you may go to the restaurant because the ambience is good. If the food is not good, you will not go again, correct? So it's important that you integrate the back end. I call them as business. The back end is equally important in a bank. Again, channel enhancements, value-driven integration, industry transformation has to be understood. I use a substance called convergence time and again because that's what matters. That's what the substance is all about. And as I said, one-stop financial hypermarket we created, which helped us to get the customer. The
foundation of our core system is customer value. That's what your mission. That's what we believe in synchronizing your vision to our products.
This is one of the speech which I put when a knowledge sharing session with the customers. Time and again, we recognize them. Merchants, point of service, point of sale. We deliver to many retail merchants. We give them the high voltage cash deposit boxes in the supermarkets. They can close the shop at 12 o'clock in the night and deposit money. Again, we motivate them time and again. That's what we do. Moving on to other ingredient, knowledge management. I talked about it is very vital. You run a school, business school within you. That's what I do. Keep reading, keep educating, keep learning. That will help you to consolidate. The reason why I'm showing you is we do business quiz. I'm showcasing you the sports quiz because Qatar hosted Asian Games in 2006. I went to the Asian Games authorities and asked them what should be the sponsorship being a local bank. They said $10 million. As there were banks ready to pay. That was the time I watched the World Cup in Italy. I was there for the International Arab Banking Conference. On return, me and my chairman, His Excellency Sheikh Fahad, we were sitting in the plane. I said, why not we produce the world's largest football? He said, do you think you can do it? Yes, we can. We did it. It costed me $300,000. $300,000 we produced, we broke the record of New Mexico, which was 26 feet diameter. We delivered 30 feet football, world's largest football. It's playable, set to FIFA standards. That record was broken by South Africa in the last football. And again, Oman took 36. Now we built in, you have this, I think, we produced the largest football, 40 feet diameter. I asked for the maximum. It was 40 is the maximum they can do, technology-wise. We produced the largest football again. We won the Guinness record. In this year, February, the governor of the central bank, I handed over on behalf of the banking community. We delivered the largest football. It's in cold store now. Now because summer was visibly shaking everyone. So why I'm saying is, because it was Asian Games, we did sports quiz. Throughout the year, we did sports quiz, knowledge sharing again. Otherwise, we do business quiz with our customers. Again, staff, we need to do knowledge sharing exercise within the internal spectrum. That helps us. Somebody asked me, CNBC London interviewed me in 2005 or 2006, I think. What's the single most responsibility? For which I answered, creating a...
You say you're the best, and yes, Doha Bank was recognized as the best commercial bank of the Middle East for 2007. You have been recognized for Banker of the Year, both 2007 and 2006. With those titles, though, come a lot of responsibility, too. What do you think is your main responsibility?
My job is to make sure I protect this brand. It is the name, the reputation, the goodwill, sustainable profitability, taking care of all stakeholders. It's the customers. I have to give customer-centric products, channels, and bundle them for value advantage. I have to make sure these shareholders get the maximum return.
So it is reputation. I said it many years ago. That keeps me going. Building a goodwill, personally, professionally. And so much so, in the Banker magazine cover, when they asked me, I said, knowledge, this is the October issue for IMF, is done. Knowledge is the real wealth. That's what I believe in. And I also believe in dollar is the universal currency for information, which I said here. Again, dollar will continue to be the universal currency for this century, although renminbi is shaping up well. So what's vital is to recognize that building a knowledge society, ensuring reputation and goodwill for you. How can I run a financial institution if my integrity is at stake? I'm going to give an example. This is a true story. 2002, Qatar was issuing the first IPO for the citizens, Industries Qatar. Every Qatari citizen made, when the IPO was listed, over $1 million Qatar Riyal, $250,000 plus, because it was given to Qataris, and many Qataris applied. There were expatriates again. Given their personal funds to the Qataris and asked them to apply, when it gets listed, they can make money out of it. I'm giving you the ethics, how it's important. My investment trader who buys and sells in the stock market, he knows I came from Oman. I had a few millions of dollars in my account. And he came to me and said, I will buy for you. Here is, you don't need to do anything for me. As a goodwill gesture, I'll do it for you. Here is your application form. Here is the sale form. Both I'll sign it and you will take your money. I'm buying it for you. As a Qatari, I'm applying, and I'm giving you the undertaking that you bought back. Imagine. The share price was, when it got listed within 3 months, it was 16 times. Few multiple millions I've made, I would have retired in one shot, one deal. What would be the repercussion of it. That's what I should think. It's not short-term gain. A banker who is committed for intellectual integrity as well as financial integrity, if he breach, it's easy. It was tempting. If I am not having conviction as a principle-centered person, if I don't have that character, say if I put $5 million, if it's going to be $80 million in 3 months' time, I've cheated myself, I cheated the institution, I cheated the public, I cheated the regulators who endorsed my candidate. I let down my family. Do you understand the consequence of it? It's true. I'm going on record when I say this. The same central bank had, after a few months, looked at those expatriates who have done this deal. Name lending was given, and a deal was done by a few staff. In the whole market, perhaps, I don't know how many numbers. What would have been my reputation as a banker? Imagine. That's the end of my career. That could have been my end of my career. Building sustainability is all about setting long-term vision, ensuring personally, unless you're a good person, you can't be a good professional. That's the message. You have to recognize. It's not, I can be good at home, I can be corrupted outside. Or I can be corrupted in the corporate side. Or I can be good at corporate and I mess around my personal life. Professional life and personal life is integral. And integrity plays a vital role for you to recognize this opportunity. And you can sustain. It's easy. As long as you have conviction. The character becomes meaningful. Life becomes... Every day is interesting. Every day is exciting. Every day is colorful. Every day is full of energy. There's nothing you're losing by being transparent, honest, committed, true to yourself. It's a self-reflection in substance. This is what I said in 2005. It's all about performance. Bankers Middle East, Euro Money, banker. Banker said performing rank number 1. These are 3 different magazines talking about one bank. That's why it says successful branding you achieved. 3 informed opinions, 1 significant conclusion, performance. It's all about performance, performance, performance. The same banker award, not only I got it in 2004 or 5, this year Financial Times have rated for 2013 as banker. And again, that it'll be in public in November end. Why I'm saying this, it's all about sustainability. It's not 1 year perform, other year down. If you have conviction, you will sustain your energy, you as a person. You don't have short-term objectives. You don't have tricks to play. Play it straight. Play it professionally. That's what this business is all about. Making sure you have long-term, committed vision comes in when it comes to responsiveness. I want to show you. Do you have time, another 10 minutes? Okay. I'm just going to finish it I'm just on time now. I'll just finish in 5 minutes. Ensuring economic development, social development, environment sustainability is very vital. Global brands have done the same. I have classic examples of a few of the global brands.
Oh, this is Stacy Runkle's time. It's Stacy's time to clear her mind. So step off, Bob, expense reports can wait. Larry, she's not interested in a second date. No, 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 no. Leave her alone. This is Stacy's time.
Delicious Starbucks Frappuccino coffee drink. Work can wait.
What do you do for them to realize their potential? You nurture them. You cherish them. You keep them close to your heart. You encourage them.
Swing Charter. Okay, so I'm just going to conclude in a couple of minutes. Watch this. This is the last item I want to show. It's a wonderful ad. It's all about branding. It's all about recognizing the goodwill. So to conclude, I showed you, me as a practitioner of a bank, how principle-centered leadership can sit in right kind of values for you. And it can set in direction for long-term sustenance. And making sure all the stakeholders are responding. Today, we are a green bank. We have got an ambitious agenda to globalize. We are sustaining as an award-winning institution. It's all about setting the right kind of vision and professional executions. Leadership is all about ensuring shared vision and shared responsibility. Accountability and responsibility goes together. Authority and responsibility goes together. More important, you have to be ethical. You have to be moral. You have to be transparent. You have to ensure you are good to yourself. You self-respect and respect others. Respect the values of everyone. Then the institution, you add value. Family, you add value. Society, you add value. The nation you belong, you add value. The nation where you work, you add value. You add value to United Nations, world at large. Dignity comes in for humanity. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Dr. Seetharaman. That was really inspirational, and you also showed that it's possible to be both a banker and a rock star at the same time, which you clearly are both. That is the end of our formal session, but I think Dr. Seetharaman is going to be staying around for a few more minutes. If perhaps you want to come up and ask him some questions, we'll just make it very, very informal because I know many students have to get to class. So again, thank you so much, and thank you all for coming this afternoon.
And I allowed to come time and again. It's my second home. I promised him. So you have any questions? Business students? Have you all understood? They all enjoyed the session I should take, right? Very good. Thank you and see you again very soon.